SpaceX was one of the most oversubscribed IPOs in the history of the world. It's something that I had not witnessed in my 20 to 25 years of trading and investing, and it's really a phenomenon. It is not only a high tech, but it tackles future technology that will be looking to expand the human race, and that is quite exciting, but it's also very exuberant. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the short, mid, and long-term strategies that I have to possibly invest in space exploration technologies, as well as other adjacent technologies. So if you like this type of investing in logic and strategy, stay tuned because I'm going to be bringing it to you right now. The first thing I like to look at is basically this page on Yahoo Finance because it gives me everything. Now, this is the first day of trading, so it's not going to give me anything, but I still like to look at this page and say, okay, the market cap is 1.765 trillion. What does that mean? It means that it's trading at almost half the price of NVIDIA, which we all know what NVIDIA does, right? I mean, NVIDIA's price to earnings, they trade at like 40x earnings, which means their earnings are huge. I don't know if SpaceX has earnings yet. I do know that it has sales. And I do know for a fact that right now, SpaceX is trading around 100x its sales. And to give you an example, a defensive company like Dollar General will trade 1.5 to 2x its sales. This trades 100x. So saying its price to sales is high is actually an understatement. However, it has more speculative value than Dollar General or Walmart. I mean, we're talking about going into space, occupying Mars, occupying the moon, putting AI data centers on the moon. Elon said that to save the gigawatts of power here, whatever the hell that means. But I've heard him talk about it, and it's quite interesting to say the least, right? So price does not really mean anything to me. 163 versus Dollar General, 114 versus NVIDIA, 200. That doesn't mean anything. Market cap means everything. And for it to trade 2 trillion, 1.76 trillion market cap, its first day tells me there's a lot of speculation here, kind of like Bitcoin level or Ethereum level speculation in 2021, where people were just saying, we'll buy it just to own it because the future is uncertain and we have to buy it. That being said, it did open where I thought it would. I thought it would close around 170. Best case scenario, I thought it would close 100% above its IPO at around 250, that's best case, but it didn't. It closed here. And what I would expect in the next, I would say 2 to 3, so this is short-term view, 2 to 3 trading days is I would expect another day of oversubscribed speculation, driving the price up a little bit, maybe to 170. And that's where you're going to see all the retail pot committed. They're all pot committed. Everybody that wants to be invested will be invested. And where is the extra money at this price, 1.75 to 2 trillion market cap at 100x sales? Where is that money going to come from to push this price even further? I don't know. I don't think it's going to go much higher unless, let me say this, unless continuous streams of news come out that says, oh, SpaceX is booking this revenue, SpaceX is booking that revenue, is expanding at a light speed rate, and that the revenue matches the speculation, let's say. So do you understand that? So right now, it's highly speculative, high retail interest. And once that retail dries up, and this is global retail interest, this is not just America, this is global. Once that dries up, you can see the price coming down. Tesla is another Elon Musk company. They are not immune to price go down, right? I mean, over time, if you invested 1,000 into Tesla in like 2008, you'd be a millionaire now, which is great management. It says a lot about Elon Musk as a manager, as a decision maker, as an executor. Like him or hate him, it says a lot about him, right? To be able to deliver. And people have seen that, the market has seen that, and they're oversubscribing to his big, bold space exploration technologies, going into space and putting data centers on the moon, which is going to fundamentally change the world, right? That's what you're investing in, the fundamental change of the world. So that being said, I think the first full day of trading, we'll have another green day. And then you're going to start to see profit taking. You're going to start to see some pullbacks, in my opinion. The midterm depends on the market, right? I'm kind of neutral on the market. We do have other IPOs coming out like ChatGPT and Claude that may suck liquidity out of small and mid caps and put them into larger caps. And I think one day that ends. What day is that? I don't know. I can't call tops. I can't call bottoms. But one day you're going to start seeing the buying interest at 2 trillion market cap dry out, and it's going to drop to a level where interest can come in to say, okay, this is cheap. For me, a cheap SpaceX would be 200 billion. That's just me. I won't buy until I get my price, and I usually get my price. So it needs to drop 90%, but I think it will eventually. If we go over to this chart, I've said this before, this isn't day one or month one. It could be year one. It could be year two. But I think that we get something like this and something like that, like a flat line where there's 1 to 12 to 24 months of dead money, and it gives a perfect time for retail and institutional accumulation. And then the SpaceX technology and the revenue can catch up to the price. You see what I'm saying here? I go by fundamentals alone. I want revenue to catch up. So revenue versus price, I'm getting a deal as a shareholder. I'm getting the deal. I'm not overpaying. So I would be, if I'm a shareholder, I would look for day 2 or day 3 to take some profits, take some risk off the table. You've made money, and then just wait and invest in other opportunities. There's a lot of opportunities in the tech or biotech sphere that have stocks at $500 million to $10 billion cap that are, that have a 10x, 50x in them. And that's where I would be putting my money. So to move on, in the midterm and long term, I think SpaceX is going to go the way of the S&P or the Dow Jones. I don't think the price to sales is necessarily sustainable at 2 trillion cap. And the market's going to figure out all these overpriced AI companies eventually. And you're going to have some sort of a pullback. I'd like to track the Dow Jones. I think the Dow Jones is a great indicator because, in my opinion, it's got a nice level of 50,000 and above 50,000 bullish, below 50,000 not bullish to me. And so we'll watch the S&P, we'll watch the Dow Jones, and we'll see how it shapes out over the next 6 to 24 months. And that's how I think SpaceX is going to be. But again, I do think there's way better opportunities to invest right now than chilling in a $2 trillion market cap SpaceX with 100x price to sales. So that's going to be it for me. That's all I have to say about that. But if you've made money in SpaceX, great. If you're a long-term holder, great. If you're looking to accumulate, also great. I just wanted to analyze the logic of owning SpaceX and continuing to own SpaceX at these levels. If you like this content, give me a like, subscribe, and comment, share it with your friends, and I will see you back on YouTube or X.